Hey, do you need a photo? So do I. Hi, I'm Accurate. You might know me from some of my recent music videos like They Yellin', Snap, or I Weigh. When I'm not producing bangers or killing it lyrically on the mic, I like to take on my other passion, photography. Here at Tiger Eye Images, we stand for three things: professionalism, having your image be a staple of your collection, and enjoying the purest confidence of a tiger's eye. So, how can you get your picture taken by our team? Simple. Follow me on Instagram at Tiger Eye Images and send me a message with the content you would desire or need assistance with, and I'll instantly give you a rate that's better than my competitors. And if that's not enough, follow my artist page at Accurate and receive 20% off your first shoot. Your image is my craft, and my craft is to be one of the best by making you look good.
What is up, people? Yeah, we are back for another episode of Puras Pendejadas. And today is Tuesday. When did I drop the other one? I think I dropped it on a Tuesday too. Yeah, I think so. I'm just I'm trying to keep track of the days, but I'm also trying not to. It's weird. Um I'm still recovering. It's getting a little bit better. I haven't started any physical therapy or anything like that. So I'm still waiting on that to happen, but I'm not trying any exercises as of yet. I am just pushing the limits. You know what I mean? Listening to my body, all that good stuff that I see on YouTube videos. Um, but I'm not really pushing it either, cause my it does let me know like, all right, fucker, enough. You know, put put the leg up and just let the body do what it's supposed to do. Um, Man, honestly, I'm just happy I just started this episode right here because I'm not gonna lie, I've been having trouble getting shit start not even getting started. No. It's not that. I've been having trouble mm, with getting and staying motivated, if that makes sense, to create. Um I I don't know. It's not even nothing I tend to overthink shit a lot, and I think part of it like hurts my time management, my creativity, all this stuff that shouldn't be procrastinated and stuff like that. It ends up hurting it, and there's no reason for it. To be honest with you, like I've been wanting to record an episode, and then I've been wanting to record an episode earlier, but for whatever reason it doesn't happen, and it's just like, well, why not? What the fuck is holding you back? And it's just I find these little excuses, and it's like, no, not yet. No, not yet. And for whatever it may be a good reason or maybe a bad reason, but it's more like, um, when is the right time? Just start it. But, and this is where my this is how my brain works basically. I make a good point to myself, as valid, but then the realistic part of me is like, you're a dad, you have kids, you can't just lock yourself in the garage and be like, all right, nobody bother me. you know I don't know, at least I feel selfish for doing it. And I feel wrong for doing it, you know what I mean? I'm trying to squeeze this part of my life in wherever there's an opening and not really creating anything, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? Because sometimes it gets a little difficult, a little awkward or whatever, and so I'm just trying to find that space. um yeah, with that being said, the kids are at the grandma's, so I guess why not? Oh man. But not even at that, like, I'm spending time with my wife and stuff like that. We have we agreed, like, you know what, have your you time, I'm gonna have my me time, and then we'll meet up later on in the same house. But I think that's really important. That's what we're talking about. Like, you wanna you gotta have your you time, but also we gotta have our us time too. You know what I mean? We're still growing, we're still learning, but I am really happy that at least we do agree on that part. You know what I mean, of the relationship, which is pretty cool, man. Cause I tell her everything, and one of the things I was telling her was like I'm guilting myself into not creating, into not, you know, keeping the wheels going or whatever. But it's just I'm not there. I'm not there. And she's like, "But you've been working and this and that." I'm like, "Yeah, but I guess this is where I'm like hard on myself." But even that, I don't even. Okay, the way she sees it is like I'm really hard on myself. The way I see it is there's a lot of work that needs to be done. As I connect my charger here before my laptop dies. Okay. Um, there's a lot of work to be done, and I don't have time to waste. So I'm trying to take advantage of every opportunity I have to just get the wheels going, just create, just do something. Create, whether it's record a podcast, whether it's work on music, whether it's work on some merch, helping people out, uh, something. Just do something. And because at the end of the day, what I've noticed is after I've done that, you know, and I don't even have to complete it. Like, let me just write 4 bars. Let me write 4 bars and lay them down, and then I'm happy. I'm satisfied for the rest of the day. I feel accomplished. I feel like I did something. But when I don't, whether the reason is legit or not, to me, um, I have this weight on my shoulders that's very hard to shake off, you know? And then by the time I do end up working again, I feel I have to overcompensate for all the time that I wasn't. Is it reasonable? Does it make sense? I have no idea. All I know is that, like I've been saying before, and I have to keep on, repeating myself because you probably feel the same way. Um, I want to be doing this for a living, and I understand the type of work that needs to be involved. And sometimes it's hard to keep the wheels going or to even get started, excuse me, by yourself. I'm doing this all by myself, and I'm not complaining, none of that. I'm just drawing the picture for you. I'm doing this all by myself, and sometimes it does get a little um oh shit, I had the word. You know where I was going with this though. I was going No, I mean fuck, man. Um I'm doing this all by myself, and sometimes it does get a little, I can't find the word. Not motivating. And it gets frustrating after that, and it's just like, what the fuck, Perfect example. All right. Last week when I dropped the last episode, the last episode. Oh, never mind. When I dropped the episode last week, there you go. Um, right after I finished recording, I ran into some technical problems. The not sexy part of this thing that we're trying to create and live off of. You know what I mean? Um, and I had to figure everything out on my own, and I'm fine with that. Again, I'm not complaining. This is not me complaining. This is just me drawing the picture. So after I recorded, you know what I mean. I have to turn this, what you're hearing right now, the beginnings of it. I have to convert it into an MP3, basically. All right, for all you nerds, listen up. And if you want to end up doing this on your own, this is what I do. I'm not telling you this is the only way to do it, but I'm just letting you into my world. This is what I do. This is how I get it done, basically. So after I finish recording, I have to convert it into an MP3. Then after that, I have to open another program, which is like a video editor. I think that's what it is. And no, actually, that's what it is. It's a video editor. And I have to convert this audio into a video, an MP4, right? And that's where I add the image of the Puras Pendejadas cover or whatever. Um, so I add that, and then I basically make that the video, an MP4, Well, that program actually, let me walk you through the steps, the full steps. So after that is created, then I go log into YouTube, and then I upload that MP4 slash video, and then put all the nice little shiny stuff on it, the title and the description, and all that stuff, and wait for it to upload, and then I upload it, or wait for it to, no, I think that's what it does. Just get, I have to wait till it gets fully on YouTube, and then it tells me press this button to have you guys, to have it available for you guys, basically. So that's how it works. That's how the process works. Now, it sounds simple, but it is time consuming. The conversion into the MP3, which is the first step, um, after this is done, after I'm done recording, that doesn't take that long. It's the MP4 conversion that shit takes a while. So, um, I ran into just a bump in the road last time. So basically, what had happened is when I opened that software, the video editing software that I said, uh, it said, "Hey, there's a new update." I was like, "All right, cool." In my head, the only thing I was like, "Yes, get the update," was for maybe it'll be quicker to convert, you know, and hopefully, actually that was pretty much it. Hopefully, it'll just do a better, quicker conversion time. So I hit the upload, then it sent me to the website. Then I had to do all this and that, and then that's where I started running into all these things where I was like, oh fuck. So basically, it was like, do you want to update or upgrade, or no update? I put yes, and it's like, do you want to get rid of the old version? And I was like, yes. So now it's going through the whole loading thing or whatever, that bar that you're waiting for. And then, while the process is going, it's saying like getting rid of the old version. And yes, you can, you know, assume what happened after that. So it was getting rid of the old version, and then boom, right after that, it was like, can't upload. I was getting all these X's, can't upload this, can't upload this, can't upload this. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I tried it again, still wasn't doing it. And I was like, oh shit. And after a while, like, I'm spending time here now, you know, while my family is still, living their life in the house. And I'm like, oh fuck. So now it's like, dad, dad, dad. And I'm like, oh fuck. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So now I'm like, you know what? Fuck the update. The old version was fine for me. Now I gotta go back, right? So now I have to uninstall the half-ass new version and completely uninstall because it didn't fully get rid of the old version. I'm not that computer savvy, I'm an idiot. I don't know a lot of shit. So now I have to look up how to find that program and go in, the crevices of my computer and shit. I was finally able to find it. But again, what you guys don't see or go through is that part, that searching part, that like, oh fuck, how do I find this? Me YouTubing shit, trying to find, just basic shit, to you maybe, but to me, I'm like, oh shit, And so then I'm like, okay, let me go, now I go back to the family, and then okay, all right, now I gotta go. Now I come back here, and then I'm like, okay, now what the fuck was I doing? Oh yeah, that's right. And then like, okay, complete, just completely get rid of the program basically. And then okay, now I have to. Now I got rid of both the old version and the half-assed new version, right? Okay, so I go back to the website and I try to download the newest version, right? But while I'm doing it, I'm like, hey, stupid. The whole reason behind you doing all this shit is because the new version wasn't completely downloading. I didn't realize that till I run into it again and it says, hey, can't upload, can't download or whatever. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's right. So I'm like, what do I do? Now I'm stuck on the fork on the road and I have to I have to figure out what those two roads even are. So now I'm like, okay, let's see. So basically, I'm stuck with two options. I'm gonna give myself two options. There's probably more, but This is what I can, think of at this second is okay. One is l- look for a new converter. Look for a new video editor. I'm like, oh fuck, man, I just want to get this shit done already. Or two, see if there's a way to get the old version of the software you had. Hmm. So I'm like, let me try finding a new video converter or a new video editor. Once I started YouTubing, I was like, man, fuck this, man. I forgot how tough it was for me to even find the one I have. Because there's so many fucking YouTube videos that just take up your time, you know? And they don't really even explain themselves to you. And I'm just like, fuck it. Let me try to go back and find the old version. I'm going through the website. Boom. Luckily enough, I found it. And I'm like, please just download good. Um, and yeah, it downloaded good, and I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm like, please just don't fuck up or don't, like, oh no, you had it and you can't use it no more, whatever the fuck. Luckily, boom, smooth sailing. Now I had to wait for it to convert, and like I said before, converting it into an MP4 is time consuming. So now it's like, all right, boom, set it there. All right, continue living my life. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh shit, let me check on it. Okay, it's done finally. So I come back and I now I'm uploading it to YouTube. That takes a while too. So now I go back living my life or whatever. Come back over here and check on the video or the podcast, whatever. See how it's going. Okay, finally. Nope, not yet. Okay, go back to the family, going back and forth. It's I don't want to say it's a lot. It's just hard to stay focused, if that makes sense. But I can't complain because if I'm not going to go through it, someone else is for me. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I hire someone to do this shit. They're in all their right to charge me for their time. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm like, would I rather pay someone to be putting up with this shit, or would I rather put up with it on my own? And that, people, is my long explanation as to why or my definition of being independent. You know what I mean? Independent, not just in music, but as in this podcast game, in this whole merch thing. Like, you have to do everything. You have to look everything up. You have to tweak. You have your hands on the knobs. You know what I mean? And everybody just focuses on the nice, the flashy things, and this and that. But there's a lot of work that goes into this shit, and that's where I can see people like losing um the love for it, or the curiosity in it. Like, nah, man, fuck this, nah. Like, everybody has that $1 million idea, but very few to none actually execute that idea, and that is what separates the winners from the losers, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And it is frustrating, though. You know what I mean? It's frustrating. It's discouraging. That's the word. That's what I was. Fucking smart people. Just gotta give me time. Fucking like 15 minutes and shit. Um, but yeah, it is very discouraging at times. But if you, it's all up to you. Like I've said before, like no one's gonna hold your hand and walk you through this thing that you want to do. You got to do it. It's up to you, you know? And I think it's not easier. It's easier to explain to people why you have to do something, you know? Oh man, I got to go to the store because we need food. I have to go. I got to go put gas. I have to go do this. But when it's something like, you're working on your passion, um people are quick to just be like, well, right now, you really have to do it right now, you can't do it later. And that's where, if you're creative and shit, you're kind of like, especially when you have the juices flowing and shit, it's like, no, 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 like I got this fire going on and I have to fan it because I'm onto something, you know. and it's very hard to explain that shit. So that's why I'm saying that. So if you are a creative out there, if you are chasing, something, a dream, then hopefully you can relate to that, because that's what I've been going through. And I think it's just a human part in all of us that you try to live with. You know what I mean? Like, am I doing something wrong? Should I not be doing it right now? Am I being too over whatever it is? And but in the end, it's your life, and the last thing you want to do is live with a regret or two or a few. Those ideas you have, those $1 million ideas, like, do you really want to, let 20, 30 years go by and be like, man, what if I would have executed on that? You know what I mean? But again, there's a lot of work that goes into this. And it's not just like, pressing a button and like, there you go, everything's fine. Oh, another thing too. Before I even convert this, the podcast into an MP3, which is the first step I described, I mix it. So I still have to tune that. I'm still learning on how to do that. And hopefully I don't know how savvy you are in all this audio shit, but if you listen to the first episode of this podcast, listen to the first episode and listen to, the latest one, whatever it is, if you're listening to this in the future, you will see the progress. That's another thing too. I really, that's the passion that I have for this shit. I'm not just, stopping and just uploading it and whatever. Chingue su madre, whatever, however it sounds, that's what you're gonna get. No, I really care about this, so I put in the time and the effort to make sure everything sounds correctly. And experimenting, you know what I mean? There's different opinions out there. Again, YouTube is your best teacher. Fuck school, just YouTube it. But at the same time, you end up paying for it. You end up paying for going to school no matter what. Whether you go to college, university, you go to a vocational school, or if you go to the school of YouTube, which is what I subscribe to. But I pay for it with my time. You know what I mean? So I can watch this whole video, end it, and then I'm like, fuck, I learned absolutely nothing, and this motherfucker tried to sell me his whatever the fuck, his classes or whatever, and I'm like, bitch. All right, next, watch that one, and then be like, oh, 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 and then I'll just get like a little clip and be like, oh shit, let me try that. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you, but again, I know I'm going back and forth. This is just how my brains work, people. I'm very scatterbrained, but hopefully I'm keeping track on track for you. It is like I said, it's all on you. It's all on you. As much as you put in is as much as you're gonna get out, and the reward is very satisfying. But most of the time, what you're dealing with is the work. So you have to find a flow. You have to figure that shit out. You have to figure you out. If you want to lie to people, that's one thing, but you cannot lie to yourself. Because if you don't like it, if you don't love it, the end product, then that's on you, But if you don't love it, and then you present it to other people and pretend like you love it and then fool them into loving it too, that's on your conscience. You know what I mean? And the world will never have to know unless you decide to come clean about it. Me, I have a conscience. I have to make sure, you know, I like it first. I love it first, and then present it to the world. And well, I was about to go on another subject there, but I'll try to stay on this one train for you. But it you have to love it first, and carve out a lane for yourself. Carve out a lane to where you're honest with yourself and be like, damn, that was dog shit. You know what? No, let me do it again. Or let me better it next time. You know what I mean? Let me make sure I can do better. Um, and yeah, so that's basically the process, my process, and hopefully that helped you out, and staying motivated, basically, because that's what I'm struggling with, I guess, at the time. It's not even being motivated. It's let me see, what's the word? I think I would have to say more like um, getting started. You know, getting the wheels going. You know what I mean? Because once I catch it, then it just takes a life of its own. But I think it's like, come on, just do it. Put the fucking phone down and start. You know, start something. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, YouTube is like my best friend when it's my teacher, really, not my best friend. It's my teacher when it comes to learning shit. But these phones are designed to keep us busy, so it's very frustrating for myself to go from like my intentions of getting on my phone is to learn about this, and then next thing you know, I'm on Amazon looking at fucking pop filters, and I'm like, wait, what? How the fuck did I end up here? And it's just fucking frustrating, man. And I know everybody has gone through it. I hope everybody has gone through it, because it's a feeling that's like so frustrating, and like, why, how, what the fuck, man? You know, when it's like I said, like today, I just had to like force myself, like go in there. You already know what to do. Pick up that mic, press record, and just fucking start talking, dude. You know. Um, but yeah, so hopefully that helped. That was like a little frustration I had been holding on to since the last episode. Because, like I said, it it was fucking annoying. You know what I mean? I recorded it at a certain time of the day, and I didn't end up uploading it till later on that night, which I really don't care. But because of all these speed bumps and shit, I could have. In other words, um, it was just frustrating to see like, man, that could have been completed way earlier. You know what I mean? And it was taking time away from my family. But at the same time, it's like, you gotta go back in there, Robert. You gotta fucking finish this shit. You already started it, and you know what to do. It's just time consuming. You know what I mean? But anyways, that's the quote unquote struggles of being independent. You know what I mean? And like I said, if you don't want to go through this, you don't have to. You can always pay someone to go through it for you. But like I said, you either pay with it with money or you pay with it with time. And I am broke. So I have time. And I don't mind it, because I learn a skill and I get to help other people. You know what I mean? So, and I get to teach other people, like, look, do this. What if you do this? You could do it on your own. But anyways, I digress. Um, what else are we talking about here? Um, oh, the motherfucking Nets and the Sixers game. How about that fucking game? Oh my goodness. Nothing gave me more pleasure than to see that fucking game, man. The only thing that went wrong with that game was that we were eating Buffalo Wild Wings. God damn, those fucking wings suck. But other than that, oh man, what a fucking game, man. What a fucking game. Where do I start? Where do I start? Do I say how we beat them at Philly? Maybe. Or do I start by saying what the fuck was up with Harden, man? Now, I'm going to be honest. I missed the first two quarters. But as soon as we got home, boom, I caught the third and the fourth. And by the third, let me see. Yeah, by the third quarter, fucking Harden wasn't even playing. I was like, what the fuck? And then Embiid was he only played for a little bit. He only played for a little bit. And then he was mostly out for the most of the third quarter and all the fourth. If I'm not wrong, I'm a fucking idiot. I may be wrong, but this is I'm just telling you what I believe I saw. Um, what the fuck, man? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like sore losers, because I think they're sore winners in my opinion. And man, that felt so good to see them. The way when Seth would hit a shot and he was right in front of the Sixers bench, and he would just turn around and look at them, all the bench, like, yeah, that's right, bitches. This is what you guys let go. And then shutting up the whole crowd, picking on Ben Simmons and shit, and the way Durant was like, we didn't hear no chance later on in the game. That was pretty cool too. Um, man, it was just it was cool, man. It was cool. It was definitely. I'm not gonna lie, man. Those were that was a pretty big game for me. Not a big game, but it was a very satisfying game. And yeah, man, it was just the way they were talking about Harden. Again, I'm not that into NBA like that, but what they were saying about him was that basically he has his MO is basically he doesn't show up for big games. You know what I mean? He doesn't play to his full potential in big games. So does that mean that he folds under pressure? Because like Shaq was saying, like, you know, you want to be able to be reliable on big games because if you end up going to game 7, we don't have to worry about you choking. Do you want a player like Harden on your team that will choke on a regular season game? You know? That was kind of meaningful to the fans and shit. And like Durant said, it wasn't that meaningful to them. I don't know if it was true or not, but to the public, more because of the drama and shit, it was a pretty important game. If your player's gonna choke on a game like that, what the fuck is he gonna do on a game 7? And the proof is in the pudding, you know. And hopefully the Sixers are happy with that. I don't even. I think the who was it? The Nuggets played them too, and I think they lost. I don't fucking care. We won. That's all I care about. And yeah, man, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see, and the way Kyrie was like, "Man, you go at one of us, you go at all of us." As far as the whole, chanting against Ben Simmons. I know I've already said my opinion on the guy. I honestly, like I said, I'm not that into NBA like that. I don't know everything. I follow it as much as I can. But he did fuck up here and there. I don't know what is up with the guy. Something about mental health here and there. Um, I don't know. I don't know, but I like the team environment that's going on. You know what I mean? The way Kyrie was just like, you go at him, you go at all of us. And there was this video that was posted how something about Ben Simmons is filing something against the Sixers to get his money back or some shit like that. I don't know. But at the game, they're yelling like, "Hey, did you file the grievance? Did you file the grievance?" And Kyrie turns around and he's like, basically like, "Dude, grow up. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you care? Like, oh, the people want to know." It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. And Kyrie basically just barked back at that fan. I thought that was pretty cool. He didn't have to do that. Um, what else about that game? What else? I think that was it. But yeah, that was a very satisfying game, man. Very satisfying game. Just to shut everybody the fuck up. Oh yeah, and another thing too. It all goes into perspective, man. It all goes into like what channel you're tuned into. While the game was going on, I saw on Instagram that somebody had posted a video of the crowd booing Ben Simmons, right? And right after that video, there was a video of people clapping for Ben Simmons. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know if it was, yeah, I don't remember exactly what was going on. But I was like, okay, are they clapping for him or are they booing him? Like, which one is real? Which one is fake? Like, what the fuck is going on? And that's my frustration with the times that we live in now. Kind of makes me feel like an old man. But it's just like perspective. You know what I mean? You want to zoom out and be like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, do I feed into this bullshit or what the fuck? And it's just like certain things you just got to tune out or like not care. Just keep scrolling. You know what I mean? Because it's like if I would have just stopped at, oh, the people are booing him, damn, pobre way or whatever, fucking Philly's fucked up or whatever the fuck, you know. But if I would have kept scrolling, it would have been something good. So it's like, or what if I would have never seen both videos? I would have been left with whatever last video I would have seen. You know what I mean? It's just, it's frustrating, man. The times that we live in today, the technology, the way it rules the world and shit, and the way we let it control our lives, man. That's why I have such a big attitude when it comes to this shit. Like fuck that. If I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. Who said what about, huh? I don't care. Like they said what about me? I don't care. You know what I mean? Like as long as I like it, that's all that I care about. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem scrolling or deleting or unliking posts. That way they don't pop up on my timeline or just shit like that, man. Just like I don't know, it's very frustrating and it's very easy to get manipulated, man. What is real? You know what I mean? And fucking TV isn't. Is it real? Is a reality show real? And it's sad to say that it's not, and that frustrates me. Like that shit gets me in a bad mood. Like my wife was watching a reality show last time, and the whole time I'm just watching it in disgust. And she's over here watching it and stuff, and like, oh my god, this and that, and getting choked up and stuff about whatever the show is about. My sour ass is just looking at it like, fucking despicable. How dare they, try to fool us into thinking that this is real and shit. And my wife was just like, oh my god, did you see this? And I'm like, man, fuck that. But I'm like, oh shit, Robert, snap out of it. Because it's nothing against what our choice in TV is. It's just like the bigger picture. You know what I mean? It's just like ugh, fucking mind manipulation and shit. And like, oh yeah, oh wow, really? Did he do that? Did he? Oh wow, you know what I mean? Like they're just gonna pretend like there's no fucking camera crews right in front of them, and they're choosing to be vulnerable. This is just stupid. It's cringy. But I tend to ruin TV like that. Oh man. Shit. What else was I gonna say? But yeah, fuck yeah, Nets. We won, and then we won against the Knicks too, which was pretty badass. And the whole Kyrie drama. I don't even feel like I have to touch on it because it's just like blah. Like whatever. It's just I don't I'm not holding my breath on going to the. We might go to the playoffs. I don't know, but definitely not getting a ring this year. I don't think so. Hopefully, we keep the team that we have now, and next year will be a better year. But it's just very frustrating to see, and the explanation that the mayors gave. Like, oh, we can't just cater to Kyrie. But his explanation for not doing that is letting them play. They have some fucked up rules, man. I don't want to fuck it up for you, but hopefully you know. If you don't, let me just sum it up really quick. Basically, um, if you're not vaccinated, you can now go to a game, right? To any public gathering, but let's just keep it with the basketball thing. If you're not vaccinated, you are not allowed to go to a game. But if you want to play, you cannot because you're not vaccinated. Because technically you're an employee of the city of New York, right? So what does that mean? It means that Kyrie is allowed to go to the game, watch the game, you know, plus he paid for his own ticket. I don't know if that's a detail or not that should be mentioned, but whatever. Um he showed up on his own, whatever, paid for his own ticket, is showing up to support his own team, right? He can do that. He's allowed to do that. What he's not allowed to do is suit up and play because now he's working, and the rules say, Simon says you cannot play, but you can show up, right? Fucked up. It doesn't make any sense. That's what I mean by like, they they're not concerned for people's health. They're just like, no, I said no. Now the explanation that the mayor gave was, hey, I can't just bend the rules for Kyrie because we just fired a bunch of people. You know, a bunch of people lost their job for not wanting to get vaccinated. You know what I mean? So basically, they're like, you can go back to your job now, but you have to get vaccinated. The people were like, fuck you and your vaccination. And they're like, well, fuck you and your job. Peace out, bitch. And they basically got fired. They lost their job. So now the mayor is saying, I cannot bend the rules for Kyrie because that would not send the correct message. And I'm like, bitch, you shouldn't have done that to the people either. You know what I mean? It's fucked up all around, you know? So now if Kyrie does go back, the people that lost their job, they have the right to complain, you know, and I don't blame them. But the rules are so fucked up that it's like, dude, just let the guy play, you know? I'm not just saying that because he's, you know, he plays for my team that I root for. It's just it's all fucked, man. It's all fucked up. And things will continue to be fucked up. You know what I mean? That's why again, you have to follow your moral compass and all this shit, man. And something's always going to get in the way, you know, and something's always going to try to prove that you're wrong. So as long as you follow your heart and you focus on what it is you want to do, you will be fine and just get used to it. You know what I mean? Last time me and Accurate were talking, I was telling him how I cannot complain about anything that's going on in my life while I'm trying to still follow my dreams. And the example I used was, you know, Jay-Z created the Black Album while Rockefeller was fucking deteriorating. You know what I mean? He created one of his classic albums on a time where I think personally, you know, it wasn't the best. You know what I mean? It was not the best. And shit just happens like that. You know what I mean? American Gangster was another one too, where it's just like people were doubting him. You know, after he dropped, you know, Kingdom Come, it's like, come on, dude, you're done. And he was like, nope. You know, I was just watching. Me and my daughter were just watching this one documentary on Disney, and it's like this motherfucker was, you know, kept people kept telling him no. You know, on everything, and he defied the odds. And I'm like, that's my type of motherfucker, man. But it's not an easy road, man. It's not an easy road. He didn't start working on Disneyland till he was in his 50s. So it's like, what the fuck am I complaining about? You know what I mean? I just want to get off the ground. Once I'm off the ground, once I'm off the ground, there will be no stopping me. And right now, I think people like me are built for stuff like this. You know what I mean? Um, there's a lot of challenges, you know, in front of me, in front of us. You know what I mean? And I'm willing to accept them because I'd rather try and fail a bunch of times than to not try at all. And I don't want to get all, you know, quotey or what is it, affirmation ish. I'm just telling you what's on my heart. Like I can't live with myself just like, damn, I wonder, man, what if this and what if that and what if this or what if that. Can't do that. I want to actually try this shit. You know what I mean? So, and I know Disney brings up Kanye, or at least in my head it does. Like, I'm the next Disney. Well, which brings me to finish up here. Which brings me to I finished watching the Kanye doc. It's pretty cool, man. Kind of dark. Um, I do suggest, you know, if you're a fan of this culture to watch it and actually stick to the words that I said on last episode, you know. I know Kanye the word Kanye brings up certain emotions in people, so you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. Um but if you do, just watch it with an open eye and open heart. And there's some jewels in there, man. There's definitely some jewels in there. There's definitely some bullshit in there. But I think overall, what I appreciated was just the rawness of it. Um, the way it didn't have a Cinderella ending. Um, the way the uncertainty. Oh shit! Dropping big words in this bitch. Of it all. You know what I mean? The way they would stay in contact. Well, actually, the way they wouldn't stay in contact, and then somehow he would come back in his life. The director, I mean, the filmographer is what I'm saying. Come on, Robert. Um, the way they would come in, they would go in and out of each other's lives. Was interesting. But it's very interesting, and I did find some motivation off of that. Um, but it did definitely have me feel different types of feelings at times. So it's pretty cool. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. And but yeah, why did I start talking about this fucker? Oh yeah, the whole Walt Disney thing. Um, interesting guy. I don't know his story. I think I heard something about the biggest um what do you want to call it, like scarlet letter against this guy is the whole he didn't like Jewish people or something like that. I don't know. I haven't gone to that part of his life yet, but I do appreciate everything that he has done and everything that he has influenced, man, because it's very very what do you call it? It's very fuck. I can't even find the word. Um, it gives me motivation. It's very motivational, I guess. Is the word I was looking for. It's very motivational to see how many times this guy was told no, even by his own family and stuff like that, and um, he just persevered, man, till the end, and that's very commendable, man. Yeah, you just gotta keep at it, guys. Just keep fucking trucking, man, and it'll all work out in the end. But it won't be a smooth ride. Just find yourself a fucking team, man. You know, find yourself, a few people that can get on the same page, and fucking sky's the limit, man. But start today, start now. Whatever it is, just fucking start it, man. You're gonna fuck up anyways, but don't live with any regrets. And hopefully, I hope the best for you. I really do. I'm rooting for you. If you have already started on something, keep on fucking going. Um, and yeah, I just want to end it like that. Fuck it. Um, you know how this shit goes, man. I'm gonna drop this shit whenever the fuck I want to, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, later.